So one of the things I wanted to get back into right away, now that I've got some time, finally, is getting back into storytelling and in the DM's chair. I love dungeon mastering, if that's a right way to put it. I haven't had much of a chance to do that over these past few years. So, and I love creating my own campaigns. I keep the Dungeon Master's Guide handy, and I really use it quite often as I'm going through trying to decide what how to craft an adventure. And don't get me wrong, the adventures from Wizards of the Coast are fantastic. We just finished up Tomb of Annihilation a few months back, kind of before the pandemic really got underway, when we were still able to play in person. It was so good. There's so much there. So many cool things and just great opportunities to ham it up. I'm putting my shoes on, by the way. But I've been thinking about this campaign for a while, and I thought, what a great way to kind of get back started with the channel is doing my own campaign, talking about how I formulate my sessions, kind of how I get my story arcs going, what changes happen while we're playing. And then the other thing I was thinking about doing, and I've got to talk to my group about this, is actually recording the sessions. Now we're 2 sessions in, so we're not very far into the campaign. And so if they say yes, they don't mind, I'm gonna try to record the sessions and upload those as well. And hopefully that will provide some entertainment as well. So stay tuned on that one. So for this idea, what I had in mind was, I love Forgotten Realms as the locale. I know it so well now, and there's just so much you can do. There's basically no limit to what you can find in the Forgotten Realms, and if you start weaving all the different planes of existence into it, there's just lots of really cool things you can do, and there's so much already out there. There's maps of Waterdeep and maps of Baldur's Gate, and there's just maps in between, and wilderness and sea, and there's tons of stuff that's already out there. And just don't be afraid to leverage all of that stuff as you're building your campaign. And so for this campaign, I had this sort of an idea of how I wanted it to start, and kind of a hook, and then kind of what I thought was going to be kind of the big encounter at the end. So I've got the kind of the 2 bookends with all of the fill to be determined. But already it's changed a little bit from what I had started out with. And so I will give you all kind of a recap of session. I kind of did like a session 0.5, not a session 0 and not a session 1, but a session 0.5. And then I did sort of the other half of that to kind of create the full session 1 over the last 2 sessions. By the way, we're playing online, we're playing on Zoom right now, which is working pretty well, all things considered. I mean, it's nothing quite like playing in person, but hey, we're in a pandemic, so what can you do? Make the best of it. But so far it's working pretty well. Let's see, we play about an hour and a half to 2 hours. I don't even think we've hit the 2-hour mark. That seems to be a pretty solid session, for us at least thus far. It's gonna take some getting used to, but so far these 2 sessions are going pretty well. And just so you guys know, I actually, as the DM, believe it or not, I play right here, I stare at my computer, and then I actually have my DM screen right here behind my computer. As if they're here, as close as I can, but it also helps when I have my dice tray here as well. So, full of dice. But play it however you want to play it. If you want to use the digital tools that are out there, Roll20, or which integrates with D&D Beyond now pretty nicely. So all that's there. We're sort of taking at least this sort of hybrid approach with everyone playing in their own house, but with whatever they want. If they want to use their own dice, which I'm hearing this sound as we're playing, which is always nice. But again, it's up to them, and we trust each other. Nobody's gonna fudge rolls with this group. We we're very honest with the dice. And why wouldn't you be, right? Yeah, so as I was running, probably back in July, kind of had this idea that I wanted to DM, and I felt like we should just start in Waterdeep. It is, the city of splendor. There's so much out there already. And so, but I didn't want everybody to just start out as adventurers. This is sort of kind of occurred to me while I was running. That doesn't seem necessarily realistic. I mean, you just all of a sudden become an adventurer. And so I told everybody, look, start this way. Think about a character in Waterdeep that you play who is just a citizen, who is just, or maybe not even a citizen, maybe just, you have a day job and you maybe have always dreamed of being an adventurer. So maybe you're a cook, or you work in one of the taverns, or you work at the armory, whatever, but you're not yet an adventurer. And so I thought, let's sort of migrate you from commoner to adventurer as a part of the role play. And so come to the table with just a background and maybe a level 1 player who happens to be the class that you want to be. And I'll craft the story such that you can make that migration.